Welcome back to the Brew Crew Podcast, everybody. This is episode 284. We're back in the Search Room Bar.
We are.
Thanks for doing the solo episode last week.
Crave it.
Got the Up North crew here for some 5-pound buckets of tots.
Shenanigans. We only left a handful.
Some Pats.
A lot of Pats. A lot of Barrel House.
Barrel House, yeah. Barrel House.
Which reminds me, please.
Yeah.
Go see Barrel House. They just lost their air conditioning. It's back now, but those
that was my only news.
Those are expensive fixes. They still did door-to-door sales for like the 4.5 hours that they were out because they couldn't have anyone in there, obviously, with the heat that we had last week. But they're up and running now. But
help
again,
them out.
All that stuff costs money.
They said it's the most unsure they've been on Facebook.
Oh yeah. So
help them be more sure.
Help them. Help Sarah. Help Gus. Help Matt. Help all of our friends down there, please.
Please do it. AC. That some say, man's greatest invention.
There are arguments. I mean,
it's
tough around here, but definitely the expansion into the southwest part of the United States wouldn't be able to. Not without air conditioning.
Yeah, not without AC. There's a really, I don't remember what all three of the items were, but Barstool Sports, one of their many podcasts, had posited you have to get rid of one, and three choices. I don't remember what the other two, but one of them was AC, and none of them chose AC. It was a clear. Oh, it was
very
AC,
decisive.
GPS, and then one other one that I can't remember, and I think they all chose GPS.
Yes, because we are men of a certain age that used to print off Yahoo directions.
We can do maps, yeah.
And I'd even put maps there. That's smart that you put maps there. I agree.
They have road atlases. Who remembers those? You could do that, or the old school way of just remembering most of the local places. Just
off the top of my head, JT, you have to get rid of one. IPA, sour, or porters.
Porters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
surprise.
Easy. I did. Well, and that does lead me to some of the conversation you had last week about the guy, the Vietnamese brewer who makes the best.
Yeah, Clegg.
One of the best. Yeah, Clegg. Clegg, which is an awesome name. If you've ever seen Eastbound and Down, one of the guys.
Are you up for a road trip to go to Clegg?
You want to go to Clegg?
I want to go to Clegg.
That was in. Don't tell me. I'll remember.
You've heard of it. It's a place you've heard of.
Yeah, I remember it was.
Did you look at the website? I mean, besides what I had on the.
I didn't look at the website.
A lot of people.
I saw the fire. That was cool.
Reached out to me and were like, "Need to go there."
I forgot where you said it was at.
Sandusky.
Sandusky, that's right. Yeah, that's far.
Is it far? I've never been.
About 3 hours. I think it's by Cleveland.
Yeah, that would have to be a trip. I got a lot of trip talk for our primer.
Oh, good. I've been on so many trips lately.
Which is good.
I can talk about trips.
Go with trips.
This is a trip episode because I believe one of the beers I brought is Trip in the name.
Is it Tripping Animals?
No.
Okay.
Different. But seeing that is what caught my eye. Thinking it was Tripping Animals.
Speaking of old beers that we've had, I gave away the last two. That's the problem, having so many people coming over. Like, you tell them, don't take from this area because they're podcast-related beers, and then all of a sudden they've cracked it and they're drinking it. But I bequeathed the two percolators I had left, and everyone said, without listening, and both of them are Chuggalos that listen, but they just they were behind. Both of them said the same thing we did. It's too much of both.
Yeah, too much of both.
And both of them have participated in the Advent calendar, and they said the Tripping Animals from 2 years ago was a far better execution of that beer.
Yes.
And I concur. But one thing, I want to get into all that. We've got a gift, JT, and I have to open it on camera.
I don't like it.
So I just want you to verify that I have not opened this box.
I verified that you have not opened the box.
Okay, so you didn't know this was happening.
Nope, had no idea.
Okay, so Chuggalo Dave says you have to open this on camera. So he said two things. Part of it is for my bar, and part of it is for both of us.
Okay.
And he didn't say it should be obvious.
I hope that it's something that makes so much noise.
I just moved it.
Yeah, and it made noise.
And it clanged.
That's what made me think of that joke.
All right. So anyways.
Clang, clang, clang.
Always cut towards you. It's safe.
That's right. Always cut towards your wrists.
But he said, again, open it. This is great. Great podcast. He just said, there's something coming. Open it on camera. So if there's one thing that we care about is the integrity of the podcast. I know we joke or whatever and try not to repeat beers.
Yeah, we try not to repeat beers.
It's happened before, but it's not intentional. But if you tell me to score something or to open it on, I'm going to open it on. The same way we did with stuff from Jim Klein.
Yeah.
And our friends at Rogue. This weighs 10 pounds. Came in a long box. I should have showed it a little bit more. I have no clue. All I asked was...
I like the packaging job has been so far excellent.
I'm guessing this is what's for you. 2 different sizes.
Oh yeah, I'll have
okay, so there's beer in here. There's beer in here.
So this ball we're at.
So Waconia.
Ooh.
Which I went there and Dave's a part owner.
There. Get this. Maybe. Oh, the camera. Let's see where the camera can see it.
We can pitch the camera down too.
Like this. Move that back there like that. These look the same.
More beer. Holy crap!
Stack them. That way you
crap.
know what you're looking at. There you go. Now the viewer
Lots
can
of
see
beer.
it.
I'm glad I didn't shake it up very much because. Well, okay, so the beer is for us. I see what is for me, and I'm excited.
Whoa.
Hello, Dave. This is excellent.
Look at that.
And that is a Primo sign. Primo's the first beer I have to have when I land in Minnesota.
That is a Primo sign.
It is Minnesota's best export. That is Grain Belt Premium. Look at that. Thank you, Dave.
That is awesome.
Chuggalos, Dave. I don't know if you made that or found it. Judging from the board.
I'm guessing because it has some screw holes in the back, he might have found and purchased it.
Well, either way, Dave.
Yeah, either way, or made
fantastic.
it. Maybe he made it. I don't want to.
He's
I don't
a
want
crafty
to make
guy.
an assumption. Yeah, it seems like he would make things
I don't know where I put my knife.
right here.
Okay. Good. Thanks for taking it because I would have. But anyways, we could talk about as I uncondom this. Dave has always been about protection.
So while you do that, I'll describe the beer.
Yeah.
It is Waconia Brewing.
We'll do that on next week's pod.
Yeah, we'll do it on next week's pod. Raspberry Blonde Ale. So look forward to that, everyone.
I gotta make sure I did have a raspberry blonde. I don't know if that was or maybe Dave might be able to remember. That was the one that they were upset that they ran out of because I was like, that's the one I'm after. I think
Waconia,
if I remember that
not
story.
to be confused with Wakanda.
Wakanda, yeah.
Different place. They might have breweries in Wakanda though.
They do.
What kind of beer do you think they brew in Wakanda?
Lagers and ales. God, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yep, same. I agree.
Like Tusker.
Oh, you think that?
Well, like beers like Tusker.
Yeah, beers like Tusker. Probably.
This is great podcast right now.
Yeah.
What was of your trips? Because I can interview at the same time.
Sure.
Of your
Let's do an
trips.
interview.
Oh, he's got the screws in here. Which was the better destination? Tell
Georgia.
the folks where you went.
Yeah,
I told them that you were scouting.
Yeah, we went to Georgia, went to some baseball. Yeah, I think Georgia's better than Nashville. Nashville is fun, but it's I don't think there's a lot to do there. People would argue that there is, and that those people are people who think that going to multiple bars means that you've done many things. It doesn't. It means you've done one thing several times. And that's what Nashville is good for. It's a music city. It's got a lot of.
It is the music city.
Is it the music city?
Yeah.
I know they call it Hit City.
Did you throw any chairs off any roofs?
I didn't.
Apparently, that's the thing that you're supposed to do.
Is that what you're supposed to do? I didn't. This time we didn't spend much time downtown. We went to the Nashville Sounds game, which is a AAA affiliate of the Brewers.
Yep.
Went there. And that's about the only thing we did downtown. The rest of
it's
the
not
time,
connected. That's what the
board
screws
was
are for.
to ship.
God, you're right. That probably is. Oh, that's a rusty. That's an old nail.
That's an old nail. That's part of the gift. Part of the character.
Part of the character. All right, I'm not going to worry
that
about this
nail's
anymore.
got a story.
It's a Primo sign. That's fantastic, and it's original. I don't think that's a recreation. I would have to look, but it's textured. You can feel the texture. It's not a porcelain. It's still tin. But either way, thank you, Chuggalos Dave. And like I said, we'll do those beers tomorrow. Is this the beer that we lost, by the way? I wonder if that would be even funnier if that's the beer that we lost.
Be funny. Yeah, that would be interesting.
I'm going to close the knife.
So yeah, I think Atlanta's got more to do. So we went to Atlanta, and then
Which one had better
Nashville.
traffic? That's always a big one for me.
Oh, Nashville.
Nashville
had better traffic. They have way more interstates. I don't know why there's so many interstates there. There's like so many. 40, 65, I don't know, other ones. I don't know them all. But it's kind of like Dayton, where we have 675, 75, 70.
bypasses.
Yeah, all these different ones. And so the congestion's not as bad. Atlanta's pretty bad. We got stuck in traffic outside of Atlanta coming home, but never in Atlanta. We did go to a Braves game. It was Flag Day. That was fun. They had a Black Hawk flyover, which was sweet.
That was on a Friday too, which is good.
They had a big flag demonstration, and then they had Army paratroopers shoot down and land on the field. That was cool. A lot of cool stuff. All for Flag Day. And that was the Army's birthday. Same day.
Better beer location.
Better beer location? Ooh, good one. I would say probably Tennessee.
Because neither one of them you really think of each either as a beer.
No.
I mean, Sweetwater maybe a little bit for
Sweetwater,
Atlanta. What's the beer for Tennessee?
Give me some time.
That's fine.
There's plenty we've had.
Yeah.
I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
And that's the thing. I will always have a problem with associating like Tennessee or Kentucky.
Yeah.
Because like with Kentucky, you get like Braxton that we can think of, but
yeah, Braxton.
Because we've had it on the pod so much.
Bourbon.
Yeah, mostly bourbon.
Yeah.
Mostly your spirits.
We went by all the good ones. Didn't stop though. I didn't want to stop with my son. At a bourbon place.
Sorry, Stacy. Again, it's like taking a kid to like your adult toy store. It's like the inversion of it.
Yeah,
you want to be able to have fun, let your hair down.
Some of those places, are like, I'm not going to take this road again for a long time. So, I think that they could. It's not like a brewery where don't bring your kid. There's some breweries you don't want to bring your kids to. I think it'd be okay to bring a kid, but it would be boring for them.
Yeah, not a lot. It's not like where there's games. They don't. They cater even less to. The youths.
They do.
There was an article on CNN, so I'm gonna give them all the credit. They 10 best like smaller cities to like visit.
Yeah.
And of the top 10, 7 in the little, and everyone knows the articles that you're talking about, like the clickbait kind of, but it had like a paragraph synopsis of why this town.
Yeah.
7 of them mention breweries. So if you want, again, to see the influence of the craft beer industry, even as it's maybe on a downswing a little bit, it's still driving information and articles. They put museums or whatever. And 2 of the top 3, the number 1 was Richmond. Richmond had outshouted specifically for 30 breweries.
Richmond, Virginia,
which I would have never have guessed. I've been there when I was 15.
You've been to Richmond, Indiana?
I've been to Richmond, Indiana, yes.
Yeah, they have good fishing, apparently.
But I've been to Richmond, Virginia when I was 15 and a half in my own car. We stayed at a campground, though. And my dad almost got into a fist fight on a bus for a NASCAR race. And then, but number 3 is a city that's high on my list where I want to go to is Grand Rapids, Michigan. And the reason why I bring that up is they consider themselves the brewery capital of the United States because they have 100 breweries within the city limits.
Wow.
And Grand Rapids isn't that large of a city.
No, not large enough to have 100 breweries.
100 breweries.
That's too many breweries.
So when you talked about earlier about, doing one thing many times, that's like an Asheville brewery tour where we can name more Asheville breweries than we can Grand Rapids.
Right, yeah, right. Yeah, what's up with that, Grand Rapids?
Grand Rapids has so much more.
Dang.
But that's where, like, our
CNN,
one of our mutual coworkers who's from up there or whatever, they tout Michigan beer. And, like, we love Bell's, and we'll never throw shade at Michigan beer. But I would have never guessed 100 breweries.
If it needs shade, I'd
oh, yeah, especially in the last heat. Yeah.
Not in the way you used it. I would throw shade if they deserved it.
Yeah.
Make good beer, or you're getting shade.
Yeah, that's definitely a place I want to go, and I think it's a doable, at least day trip or a weekend trip, to go to Grand Rapids.
Yeah, that would be a good trip. Go to Kalamazoo. They had some beer, beer there.
You get the stock beer or the stock house at Kalamazoo. That's the one where it goes. Changes as you order it.
Like, that's cool.
You order a Miller Lite, increases demand, it goes up 5 cents
Oh,
for
no
the
shit.
next person.
That's
But
all
the other beers go
like
down.
that. That's
so
cool.
people gain. It's the old fashioned airport.
Yeah. So, but it's all like
it's a gimmick that I'm 100% in on.
Yeah,
I need to
different
get
prices.
there. Yep. So
Wow.
you order something multiple times, it's going to go up.
Tax season must be fucking horrible for them. But I don't know how it works, actually. Maybe it's not.
PFM.
It's probably not item-based. So it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, who knows?
But they're like overcharging and undercharging and all that stuff. Anyway.
That's it for my really my current.
That's a lot. I mean,
it's meaty.
Trip-based. I think I did some good trips. Got some more coming. Going back to Nashville a second time. We're going to start with this one. It's hard to know. They're both going to be palate busters.
Was this another one that you picked up there, or did you pick this one up local?
No, local.
Okay.
Both these are local.
Locals?
Local pickups, not local beers. Prairie Artisan Ale. We just talked about Prairie because we were talking about Oklahoma.
And this is the number one brewery. You ask anyone. That or Bricktown, I think, are the two big ones that I can think of.
McAllister, Oklahoma. This is mint condition. This is a stout.
Whoa. I don't want to open it if it's mint. Is it PSA rated?
Oh, well, PSA 10, yeah, mint condition. Mint condition beer.
Maybe we'll just drink yours and we'll
I like where you went with that. That's awesome.
Well, when I think of mint condition, I always think of Magic Cards.
I would have gotten there later in the conversation. I like that you went there immediately.
You collect literally hundreds of thousands of dollars of cards.
I don't have hundreds of thousands.
Well, you're being
I wish I did.
Tens of thousands.
Cards have gotten insane.
Yeah, because
I don't
nerds and geeks
the
have
best
money.
Stuff anymore. It got too much. It got too crazy.
So you started piecing it out?
No, I still have all the stuff I had, but I just haven't bought new stuff.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah.
I'm getting really discouraged by the community. The community sucks now. It's not a good community.
In my hometown, there's a couple of card shops, like successful ones now, and they're investing in the youths. So, like, I don't know, in middle school or high school, if you had club time, where like you got like chess club or whatever, they have sport card time.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they'll come into shows, and then so like we had Book It. Most of the podcasts will remember, but now these card shops are like, hey, you get straight A's or whatever, come in, you get a box of cards.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely do that. You want to get new customers.
Hook them on. Yeah.
Kids have been
get them on that.
They've been flocking in, but I think there's been some pushback lately.
Uh-oh.
Because most of the kids go to the shows with the parents, and then they'll try to trade up.
Yeah.
And they don't buy anything. They don't spend any money. So now I think people who are willing to work with those trades aren't as accommodating anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah, because they still need money coming in.
Yeah, they're coming. And then the kids are getting like really good at negotiating, so they're mean.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the way you win a negotiation, just get mean.
And the one thing about where we live is Xenia is like the largest sport card trading or collectible card trading show in the country, or it's very close. Like that's where
there's one national that moves city to city each year, but yeah, maybe other than that.
But I know people know where I live based on soccer fields and my proximity to Xenia.
Yeah, that one it's gigantic. It might be one of the biggest, like, static ones in the country.
Yeah.
If not the biggest.
That and the ham radio convention.
It's at like a farm where they're like in the same buildings where they'll do like show horses.
Yep.
And they'll just swap it out for tables for cards. It's crazy how big it is. It's taking over multiple buildings. It's impossible to see everything. But at the same time, it's all just so expensive. Everyone's chasing the same shit.
Yep. And
there needs to be... anyway, we could break into this and we can talk about it a little bit more.
Mint condition.
A lot I could say about it. Mint condish. Actually, this beer is mint condish. I read it too fast because I'm too in the know about mint condition that I read it so fast. It's actually mint condish. And this is from Prairie out of Oklahoma. A stout with cacao nibs, vanilla, espresso, coffee flavor, and peppermint. I thought you were going to be like anti-mint.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh.
Ooh.
Nope.
3, 2, 1.
I had to prime it.
Perfect.
My Kraken nail is
so
short.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, I can't open this because it's mint, like it was one of your like coconut. But you've never been one to not drink a beer because you didn't like the flavor.
No, that Tiger Blood that I had, I got a lot of comments on Untappd about it. It was their most coconut 450's most coconut heavy beer, and it just was the lowest I've ever rated a smoothie style beer from 450. It was not good.
No.
What was the ABV on this one?
8, I believe. Let me just
8.
verify. 8. Yes, 8. This is a stout, so a little darker. And it is has all of the
trappings.
Yeah, the trappings that I described. Peppermint flavor. I think it might have been since the second Advent calendar where we had the peppermint Ninjaverse Unicorn. That the candy cane version.
Yeah.
That we've had peppermint in beer. What say you? Do you agree? Without looking, obviously we could validate this.
I know for sure that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is peppermint underserved as a beer ingredient?
I guess we can argue that while we rate this beer because maybe it's served correctly, the correct amount, which is hardly.
More is better.
You think more?
I would like a York peppermint patty.
I like York peppermint patties.
I maybe have one a year.
I like York,
but just grind that up into a
What's in the middle of those things? What is that white stuff?
That's just got to be the sugar,
it's
to give it
sugar syrup
fluff.
It's
to
weird.
give it
it's got a weird
volume.
consistency, yeah. Because it's not solid. It's not liquid.
The white of a Oreo, but minty.
It's almost like a cream, yeah. It's super good. I like York peppermint patties. But it's also got dark chocolate over milk chocolate, which is awesome. Milk chocolate. I just learned that Hershey's invented milk chocolate. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was already a thing, and they just did it really well. And apparently the guy who did it was like a super asshole.
I'd believe it because in the United States, for it to be milk chocolate, milk solids have to be 10% or more. But in the rest of the world, England or whatever, that's why a Cadbury egg tastes different in the United States versus England. It's got to be at least 35% or whatever. Again, it's I've had this conversation multiple times in the last month.
Have you really?
Yeah.
About milk and chocolate?
About England versus the United States when it comes to food because some of our paradigm is different.
It's different.
But we put so much fucking ingredients that you can't pronounce in a food, and you take the same box of macaroni and cheese or whatever. It's 5 ingredients in England.
Something with tons of L's and O's.
Gum, and it's 17 ingredients in the United States. And there's multiple different. There was a website that individual brought up, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Ketchup should be just 5 or 6 ingredients. In the United States, it's 12.
It's ridiculous.
And corn syrup is always the first ingredient in ketchup.
And it's not because it's good. It's because it's because of lobbyists.
Lobbyists,
because of laws.
Subsidies.
Yeah. So
that's where the corn subsidies.
Yeah, a lot of the corn stuff. Yeah. It's crazy. But apparently, the guy who started Hershey back in the 1800s, whenever it was, he hired some engineers.
I just fact checked you. It is the 1800s.
Okay, good.
You did.
He was hiring engineers to help create this, and his only requirement was that he takes the chocolate that we've had already, which I think was made with powdered milk.
Yeah.
And it had to be made with fresh cow's milk in liquid form. And
how about the farmers? All right.
A lot of I don't know why that was. I didn't get that far into the documentary, but because who wants to watch a full documentary on this? Sounds not exciting. But this specific part, he was just just shitting on engineers because the engineers would come and be like, "Oh, this can't be done. Just why don't you just powder like the rest of them?" And he's like, "No, get the fuck out of here." He was mad. He was just get out. So he went through a bunch of engineers until he found the one that. So not even the guy who claimed to create this really even created it. It was some engineer that he hired, but it was his idea. Which I guess makes sense.
Another fact, because I like facts like that.
Facts are great.
Food facts are great. Is margarine is only one molecule different from plastic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I give my in-laws a hard time. Well, one, growing up on a dairy farm, we just you'd never have margarine. But 2 is my in-laws have margarine. They will cook and stuff, but I was no margarine in the house. But when they come cook, they'll always bring margarine. Because they want something that's spreadable.
Oh,
no one goes,
spreadable.
this margarine tastes delicious. They just want something that's spreadable out of the fridge.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, I didn't know that.
Are you guys a margarine house?
We're butter. We like butter.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't.
The podcast
I
will
don't think
continue.
the amount of thought we put into it.
Well, do you have like Country Crock, or is it like Land O'Lakes, minus the Native American? Because now they.
I don't know.
Okay.
We have sticks of butter.
Yeah. Well, you can get sticks of margarine.
Yeah.
But I will believe, JT, that you're a butter
Probably
household.
butter. We're a butter household.
And that's the bottom
We don't
line.
have strong preferences either way.
You better though. Develop them.
Yeah.
Next week.
Okay.
I want your strong preference. Power.
I will say
spreadables.
that
Good
when
one.
we have unsalted butter for baking and cooking as an ingredient,
Yep.
and then you go to like use the butter, like I'll butter bread for grilled cheese. You butter one side so it doesn't burn, and when it does crisp, it's perfect.
So you use butter
But-
on your grilled cheese.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, I don't do that.
You know, just on the bread to make it because when you cook the bread,
We've talked about this though before.
have we with the toasting of raw bread is a lesser taste than the toasting of buttered bread.
This is where I differ. Where butter again, because I use mayo.
Oh, mayo on the outside.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't taste. Sorry, Stacey. It doesn't taste.
I
like
guess
it.
what that would do, it would create almost like a French toast, because mayo is just eggs. So your bread would have like a,
But you don't have like the liquefied.
kind of like a, what's the word I'm looking for? It has like a rebound to it. Your bread.
Yeah. So you're like looking like a voluminous or whatever.
Yeah.
This is it's something to transfer the heat more evenly than just like the toast. Like a
Interesting. Just
wet.
transfer the heat
yeah.
more even. That's what you're using. See, I'm using it.
And it
use
just it goes so quick.
Butter
Just-
on the outside. This is a good topic for the comments. What do you prefer, butter, nothing, or mayo?
Yeah, there's a lot of like margarine. Dave, help us out on the comments. He always puts.
So what we do now, because butter is not spreadable, we'll melt it on the pan and then put the bread down on the
That's how you guys
puddle
do it.
of butter.
Yeah.
And then it crisps it. It makes it really delicious. But I will say that when you expect it to have salted butter and you expect it to have a little bit more salt content in whatever you put that butter on, and then you find out it was unsalted, you're kind of like, what a waste.
A little bit more of that umami.
What a fucking waste. Damn unsalted butter. Yeah, I don't know. Margarine, I don't put any thought into it. I wish I will now because of the article that, I can't remember who published it. The microplastics in the testicles.
Oh yeah, that's all over the place.
This is bad. This is bad, folks. I don't want plastic in my testicles.
I could take it or leave it now.
Oh, I learned another thing
Or
about
like
the human body.
like forever chemicals.
This
or
was in
like
a podcast in one of my long journeys south. All of the lead that was used in fuel for from 1920 to 1970 wound up being so much lead in the environment.
Yeah.
That we all have lead in our bodies.
We all have
because of it.
carbon 8, so like the Teflon chemicals.
Yeah.
Blackwater's a really good movie about that. The other thing that we all have are leaded gas. Do you know who was the last approved major user of leaded gas?
No.
Into the new century was NASCAR.
Into the new century.
NASCAR outlawed leaded gas. They were like the number one consumer, I think, like 2002 or 2003.
Wow. So leaded gas, I don't know.
It was well
if
after
I
the
said
public.
it incorrectly, but leaded gas is what it was. That it basically tainted our soil so much that there's nothing you can do, and they actually use it in forensics to help find missing. Like if they find a person that's decomposed,
yeah,
they can analyze the isotopes in their bones and figure out what region of the United States they're from based on the lead content.
Interesting.
And some of the oxygen content, of course.
We are very wide-ranging today, but like
Wide-ranging.
it always wondered, like the Sentinelese people are the most isolated people in the world. They live on the island. It starts with the Andaman off of the coast of like Bangladesh and India.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've thrown spears at people or whatever. Like no one has ever like visited with them. No Jane Goodall types or explorers like that. So I'm wondering if they could ever get somebody to donate their body to science. I want to know if they have 8-chain carbon or microplastics or whatever, because there's that tribe in the Amazon. Did you see this?
I was just going to mention the Amazon, but
Elon gave them Starlink.
Oh, no.
And the problem was they got addicted to porn.
Oh,
this was just like in the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
So they just got the internet, got addicted, and then it started ruining the tribal hierarchy, and they weren't hunting or gathering as much.
Oh, jeez.
And
yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
Wow. Okay.
That it's just wide ranging today, folks.
I wonder, that'd be weird if you're a tribe that's isolated. You know, like, what kind of porn are they looking at? Do they even find Western women attractive?
Yeah, who knows?
You know. Anyway, doesn't matter. So let's talk about this beer.
So this beer is super minty, but in a satisfying way. I wish the rest of the backbone of this recipe matched the thought put into the mint and the balance put into the mint, because once you cut the mint out, it just tastes like a ho-hum stout. Like it's, there's a little bit more char or burn or caramelization on the actual stout portion of it. But the mint is satisfying. Again, it could be like a York peppermint patty, but like if you like grabbing just those old-fashioned peppermints that we think of as kids or even adults, the white and red pinwheel thing, an absolute delight. It's just where I faulted is just on the actual backbone of it. And Prairie, this beer has grown on me. The 8% is neither here nor there. It's good at 7 or it's good at 10. I would like to see this doctored up a little bit, but those are just my two amalgamations. Off the top rope, I enjoy this as a mint stout offering in the middle of summer. 4.5.
Wow. Not where I thought you were going with that. And I think you gave a very JT-like review. You started
I smiled
kind of
and
shitting on this.
Enjoyed the mint.
The backbone you said wasn't great, but you gave it a 4.5. So I like that. It was a cliffhanger but then you didn't leave us hanging.
Like I'll drink peppermint schnapps in my coffee on the weekends.
Okay.
Not all the time, but like I'll buy a bottle of peppermint. It's just a nice freshness.
Nice freshness. Speaking of freshness, this is the Can Art bonus segment. Condish has kind of reminders of the Jack Black style of talk. Mint Condish.
What's your favorite dish?
What's your favorite dish? I'm not going to cook it, but I'll order it at Zanzibar. So Mint Condish, the Can Art Boner segment, there's a bunch of individuals on the front of this looking at a can that looks like the artist was Beer Ticelli, 2023.
Berticelli?
Well, this is Bearticelli.
Oh,
B-E-E-R.
nice.
It's a play on that. And it is this exact can in, it's kind of like a, the mirror rooms, what are those called? Fun house kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of got like just like over and
illusion.
over. It's the same thing, or Inception kind of thing. And then there's a guy. I can't gender these people appropriately because some of them don't have the traditional features. I don't want to offend anybody by saying what traditional is, but any of these people could be anything.
You can be anything you want to be, people.
There's an individual wearing a hat, like Charlie Chaplin style hat, eating a corn dog with a swizzle of mustard on it. Next to a guy with a dog in a baby Bjorn, wearing headphones and a sweater vest, which is an interesting outfit. That whole individual's got a lot going on. Then there's a woman where she's got headphones on, which I think the headphones, because a lot of people have headphones in this, that's like a museum curation style thing. And she's looking at a picture of the art that she's in front of. Then there's an old lady looking through those old...
monocle.
It's not a monocle, though, because there's two.
Oh, it's the what?
It's like the bonacles.
What you
Some sort of binocular style thing in a theater.
When you think of the opera or going
opera,
to shows,
she's doing that. And her glasses are on the top of her head, so that's just doing that thing, like looking at the can. He's got some sunglasses. Cowboy guy with sunglasses. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of. One person's just like, whoa, wait. I don't know why. There's a camera checking in on people. Another person taking a picture with their smartphone, but they have it up like they're taking a real picture with a disposable camera, but that's a smartphone from what I could tell. And it says "Live, Laugh, Love" on it, I think. That's cool. And then another lady doing.
What is that really cool, JT? I'm going to stop you there. Is that cool?
If you saw somebody with a "Live, Laugh, Love" phone case, my instincts would say that is an ironic phone case. They're
there's
being
my peppermint
ironic.
schnapps right there. Is it mid-shelf?
Yeah, peppermint. I would assume that person's being ironic.
Oh, okay.
Not literal. They don't care about live, laugh, love. So that's the crowd.
I want to empower every Chuggalo. If you see a Live, Laugh, Love sign in like a friend's or a family member, you can, on my authority, you can take that down.
Mm-hmm. Are you against living, laughing, and loving?
No. I am against people feeling like they have to evoke people. Like, it's different than welcoming someone to your house. I like welcome signs.
So live, laugh, love displays have been linked to a very specific income bracket. There's like a story on this. I'll have to find it. Very specific, like a McMansion style.
It's probably Virgos.
Virgos, yeah. Very specific income bracket, very specific house type. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to isolate anyone because I know that like the Stanley Cup carriers they don't fit the same demographic, but a similar demographic.
Interesting.
As the live, laugh, love demographic. So keep that in mind. And I actually thought that the Stanley Cup thing was
Game 7 tonight.
Once there was a rush on like a Dick's Sporting Goods, I had assumed that then we all agreed, like the royal we agreed that maybe it was done and you were no longer like a status. I don't know. I just can't. I don't know who's carrying these cups around, thinking like, "Look at me, I'm cooler than everyone else."
Oh,
everyone
the
tumblers.
tumblers.
These tumblers.
The tumblers.
Yeah. Not
when
the
you
Stanley
said the
Cup.
Stanley Cup,
I know. I was first confused by that as well.
That's why I
mean
made
like
the hockey reference.
I mean the tumbler.
Game 7 NHL, one of the best. The Panthers were up 3-0, and Edmonton came back and tied it 3-3.
I think that's just the universe correcting for Florida having multiple Stanley Cups in the same millennium. It doesn't make sense.
And Canada does not have one in the last 34 years.
Yeah. Well, let's see who wins.
Yep.
Let's see who wins. It'll be a good game tonight. They were Tennessee was hopping with sports. I'll give them that. They were much more into the plethora of sports. Like, well, obviously Tennessee's in the College World Series, so that makes sense. So we got that out of the way. But they followed the Stanley Cup far more than this other cities I've been in, including Dayton. Yeah. Cincinnati. They don't give two shits about hockey here in Ohio, which I wish was not the case because hockey is a fantastic sport to watch. Not live. Actually, I prefer it on TV, much like football. But yeah, Tennessee, they love sports there, except the WNBA. We haven't talked about this WNBA thing. Do you think this is real?
Yes.
I until this morning thought
I have
this
too
was
many
all
people
manufactured.
I have too many people close to me that
I don't understand how all of a sudden, because of one person.
It
just
2 weeks ago we watched an entire WNBA game just upstairs.
You have daughters though. I don't care at all about WNBA.
Our friends, the Up North crew, Chuggalo Michelle is a Hall of Fame basketball player. Her daughter is.
That's amazing.
Going to be. She's got an exceptional.
You have
coach.
Reasons to watch WNBA.
Yeah.
See, I think,
have constructive conversations about where the sports.
But those like you exist, I think enough to keep the sport, to keep engaged with the sport. But like this whole thing where they're like moving the games to NBA stadiums, like I don't know, something deep down tells me that this not real. Like, I think that there's a number of fans who are actually investing their own money in tickets. But I just, like, the amount that it's exploded.
So I have a couple of coworkers that are Caitlin Clark fans and have waited 5-6 hours in line for multiple, and like have driven from here because we live in Big Ten country, have seen her play intercollegiate days. It's interesting just the eyes that she's bringing to the game and the money that other people, not just her, that are benefiting from that increased attention. It's just
that's crazy.
Awesome. High tide raises all ships for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But not in the Olympics. So anyway, props to Tennessee who seem to follow sports. Like, it's almost like a Vegas mindset. When you go to Vegas, you realize that there's a place for every sport. Yeah. That's one cool thing that I learned in Vegas, where I felt like I just couldn't connect with a lot of people in Vegas. But when there's the sports books that you go to, where you're like, wow,
one of my favorite
things. This makes sense to me. I now see a place for some of these more obscure sports, or even, there's people who bet on the shittiest team. So it's not like a waste to have an A's versus Rays game or something, on TV. But Tennessee, that had a similar feel to it. Just everyone's really into the sports. They really love their hockey team there. They don't have much else, so that makes sense.
They have football.
Well, they have football, yeah. The new stadium's nice. But their hockey team, they're super into that team, which is really, really awesome. Anyway, I think it's bringing a lot of new kids to hockey. So that's that. Can Art Runner segment, that's done. This beer has in my opinion, this beer has no Prairie Artisan Ale notes to it. It's a standard stout. It does have, the char on the malt is what I think is the prominent flavor.
It's 100% an espresso.
The espresso coffee stuff, I'm not getting it as much. I almost get the cacao nibs and just booze. And that booze flavor is probably the peppermint that's just been over fermented or is just not being delivered correctly. If I tasted this beer without looking at the ingredients, no way I would guess peppermint's in this thing. I would guess that this is some sort of if I had to guess what this was without knowing the ingredients, I would probably guess a chocolate stout. All the other ingredients they're just not doing it for me. I want peppermint and vanilla to come out more. And I think you could put the coffee and the espresso, you could just really scale those back. Whether I taste them or not, I think they're doing something to the beer that make it just taste like a standard stout. A really boozy stout, even though it's only 8%. I don't think this is a very memorable beer, other than that it is not unique. That is what the memory will be of this beer. I don't give this a mint condition score. I give this a score of a 2.75.
2.75.
Not a beer I will have again. Not a beer that I will pour out, but just not a beer I'll have again.
Not 27.5. 2.75.
Yeah. This next beer I'm excited about. I'm hoping we found ourselves a new 450 North, but I don't know. It's hard to tell until we taste it. We have to roll it, because it does say on the can, shit settles. This is Trip and Dip.
It says shit settles?
I wish it said shit settles.
I thought that's what you said.
That'd be awesome. Settles. I said that was more of a, what do you call it? When you summarize text. It was the Cliff Notes version. It says, rotate gently before opening. Fruit is heavy. Settling is natural. Yeah, rotate like that. Yeah, that's more of an orbit than a rotation, but that's okay. It does say orbit before use, before drinking. Trip and Dip. Schmoozy. Heavily fruited smoothie sour ale from Imprint Beer Company, Hatfield, Pennsylvania. What? Website is weird. I had to look this one up because I had never heard of this brewery.
Where'd you get this beer?
I got this beer at Pat's.
Really?
Yep, Pat's. I'm out of beer, by the way. I wanted to stop on the way home and I didn't, because funny story. We were in the game.
You and Muck. We like funny stories.
Before the championship. I guess it's more of a goofy story than a funny story.
It better be funny.
We were in the game before the championship, and it started raining so hard that the fields became unplayable.
What's the ABV?
They did not have a grounds crew, so they canceled the rest of the tournament. And since we were the 3 seed, they wound up giving the 1 and 2 seed the trophies. I was like, what the fuck? We were playing the 2 seed while this game was going on. Well, in the process, I got really drenched and did not stop
with anger
to get beer on the way home, because I didn't even change. I just rode home with wet clothes.
The whole way back to Ohio?
Yeah, 5 hours.
What?
Wet clothes. So they dried mostly, but by the time I got home, I took my seatbelt off, and the place where the seatbelt was still wet. So that was funny.
God, Untapped's not even helping me out with Trip and Dip.
Trip and Dip. So Imprint Beer Company, they have a weird website because it's like everything that happens at their brewery, it seems, is like a different company. So they have the
6%
Narcadium, which is a arcade within it's the tap room with a cantina and retro arcade. So the whole place, Imprint Beer Company, is a brewery plus tap room with cantina and retro arcade. But the retro or the cantina is called Cantina Rabo, so it has its own name. And then they have Split Theory Coffee. Like, this website's confusing as fuck. And then at the bottom it says Hatfield Brewery, Imprint Beer Company. What is the name of this brewery? I don't understand. So let's crack this bitch open. We've twisted it, we've rotated it, we've orbited it. Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. So this beer actually is interesting. It is flavors I was looking forward to. Banana, caramelized white chocolate, marshmallow, pineapple, passion fruit.
It's a kitchen sink beer.
It's a kitchen sink beer, for sure. I'm hoping that the banana white chocolate is what we get. I'm not sure we will. But this website says, from hazy IPAs to lusciously thick stouts, to mind-melting fruit sours, we have been crafting creatively delicious beer since 2018. Our Hatfield location houses our brewery, spacious taproom, Cantina Rabo, and our new Arcadium Brewcade. And that is a free play all day. Retro video games, pinball, billiards, darts, and shuffleboard. That actually sounds like a nice array of games. I was going to make fun of it, but then I read that list. It's a good, strong list. So banana in beer is not common. Much like peppermint. We don't have it as often as you'd think you would. But bananas, it's hard to juice a banana.
It's tough, but banana bread beer from Wells is what launched my friendship with Chuggalos Aaron after he called me a gigantic pussy.
He called you a gigantic pussy?
Oh, that's the
I would say that the man who doesn't drink sours but calls himself a beer snob would be in the category. I'm not calling him a giant pussy because I like Aaron.
That's the first thing he ever said to me. That's not, hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, he said you're a giant pussy.
I was drinking at Wells, but yeah, we were at Ale Fest, and Karina introduced us, and he goes, you're the gigantic.
I love that he has such strong opinions and that he hates sours. Because it just opens up so much room for him to be the hypocrite. So it's awesome. And it's a good dynamic. Like, it's not like we hate, like everyone hates.
I said this next year. I was talking to Sarah because in the last week I'd been down there twice. I said, Sarah, I want 7 beer, and she goes, well, we'll talk about it more when it gets close. And I go, well,
it's close.
It's going to be.
It's July almost.
I want 25 to 30. So. Between 6 and 8, and she just laughed. And she evoked Aaron, and I go, Aaron's buying 1, I'm buying 10 of these fuckers. Like, satisfy this guy. Yeah. Like, satisfy, and so we laughed about it. It was all very fun. And it was nice because on their tap list this last time, so they have 20, 2 wines, a non-alcoholic or a pop, and a THC. So Math in Public, that's 16. I would have put 13 of them in the because they had such they had a lager that I would throw.
There's
away.
a couple that I saw on there that recently that have it seems like they're duplicates from earlier.
Yeah, but this last time I was down there. Sorry, Stacy. I was like, I would put 13 of those beers. And I told her and Matt was right there. So, we actually
Bartender of the year.
We 100%. We actually killed a keg.
It's not long.
And he goes, I'm gonna put something on there, and he gave us the choice that Chuggalo, Ryan, and Stacy were with, and he gave us the choice between 3, and we said that one.
So there's one on the tap. That's
it's not there anymore. I'm sure they killed. I'm sure they killed it, but
damn, I wanted it.
But it's just nice to have, even if that's what it was a fucking mind trick or something like that. It was awesome. Their 450 selection too was amazing. Like they had 9 different kinds,
selection,
and they only had 2 that overlapped Pat.
Oh wow!
So then again, the problem, you put them in your fridge, and it's not a problem. Then you're like, hey, go take whatever you want, and then it's just people are hammering those.
The problem is that Barrel House doesn't put their 450s in the fridge. I will say that and the what's that one with like the dog?
Rar.
Those need to be refrigerated.
Yeah. So because it even says keep refrigerated on the can.
It doesn't ruin the beer, but
that's not after you buy it. Yeah, it just tells me it's just and we tell Pat every time. I was like, Pat, you've got, and he's like, well, I have those, but I go, the preponderance of your collection is on the shelf, and there's no way.
It's fresh fruit in there.
Love Pat. There's no way that, and he knows where they are. But there's some that he has them faced, and you pick out the face, and it's a completely different beer behind it.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes you have to go digging. He knows where they are. He's the only one. None of his other employees.
Lucky for him, I went in there and I mixed them all up.
Yeah, I want to invest in that place. Like, if he ever gave me
that'd be awesome.
And again, I'd be silent because he
I
does
love
everything
that place.
great.
It's a hidden gem,
and no one knows. Like, again,
years I worked and passed by there every day. I took that road in, and I never stopped in there. I thought this is just a place where people buy cigarettes and lottery tickets. And you know what? I went in there for the first time, and it blew my fucking mind. That place is amazing. And
Pat just wants to talk to you. Like, you come in, he'll show you your phone or his phone. He'll show you your phone. It's nice. You take it out, hand it to him. He'll show it to you. He will show you, like what it's expected, what he's got coming in, like what he's got on order. Because as we know with distribution in Ohio, you can order 100 of. It doesn't mean the distributor is going to bring. The distributor Heidelberg in this area has to distribute stuff equally. Demand or whatever.
Yeah, all they do is pimp the Hawaiian shit.
Yeah.
Every time you pass Heidelberg, the billboard says Kona.
Yeah. Ugh.
Every time.
Gross.
Every single time. Never fails. And now they have a digital one. Have you been past there lately?
I don't.
Digital changes.
The only time that we drive down that way, or I drive down that way, is when I'm going to go play volleyball in Miamisburg, because it's far quicker to go that way.
Is it closer than Miamisburg, Heidelberg?
Yeah, so it's on the way. It's right off to the left before. It's like the next.
There. I thought it was by that pickleball place.
Yeah, it's the first or second exit after that.
You should go down more often. Like Topgolf, amazing.
But then I would go down 675.
To go to Topgolf?
Yeah.
You wouldn't go down 75? It's on 75.
Right. I would go down 675 to 75.
Oh, yeah.
Because the turnoff's after. When I go down to Miamisburg, that way I don't have to cut back north. I go down 35 to 75.
Oh, okay.
But if I'm going down south or I'm going to Cincinnati or something, I'm just heading down and going to Austin Landing. Right. It'd be like the same way if I was going to Cobras.
Okay. See, I get on 75 in Dayton.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't make no sense for you to go on 675.
No. But you know what? Whatever. Heidelberg, yeah, they're there. Anyway, Trip and Dip.
This beer is trying to do too much. I laud the fact that they did banana. We've asked for more banana. This has got the mouthfeel. I'm not saying the mouthfeel. Your palate wants to make this into banana pudding.
Yeah.
Which is excellent. Banana runts are kind of like, they're too much chemical. They're too much fake. It's like my problem with like fake orange. It's trying to do too much. Bananas are a pleasant but subtle fruit. No one goes like, wow, my mind is absolutely blown with that banana. That's not the case. It's the potato of fruit. You know what you're getting, and it tastes way better mashed.
And it's great with something else with it. Peanut butter, chocolate, whatever. And
It's a vehicle for something else.
Butter and chives and all that stuff.
And Havarti dill cheese. This is just trying to do too much. It's not that it's not pleasant. The mouthfeel is great. The mouthfeel is a 5 out of 5 because I feel like I'm tasting... I don't want tropical fruit in my banana pudding. I understand they grow next to each other or in the same climates or whatever. You're like... It's that shock and awe that a lot of brewers are trying to do. How many things can I get into this IPA? How many things can I get into this... Sometimes less is more. Taco Party is like 3 different ingredients. A couple of these 450s where it's like, if you have to go on to 2 lines, you're probably doing too much unless one of your fruits are really long. I want, for a banana bread mouthfeel beer, it's a 5. Off the top rope, I'm going to have to penalize it for all of the kitchen sink-esque. Like, what else can we chop up and put it in here? Mm-hmm. But man, it's better than that mint Condish. I'm going to give this a 4.25.
4.25. That's not bad. Not sure I'm in total agreement, but that's what we do this podcast for.
That's all right. I will edit you out.
All right.
Because you know my editing skills.
Can art owner segment. It is can art, and the can art says.
I made that noise today with my mouth.
Did you?
Yep.
I do that sometimes.
We won my foul on effort, so like.
Oh, cool.
And my boss called it a trumpet.
No.
Out of touch.
No.
Out of touch,
yep.
Ed. Out of touch.
What is the instrument that does that? It's a Jamaican thing.
Oh, are you thinking like
I
a
guess
vuvuzela?
it's just an air horn. Yeah, it's just an air
the
horn.
The vuvuzela, which is South African, but that's why they banned them in that World Cup. It was unwatchable.
Oof.
But
well, chirping's part of the game, you know. That's what I always say.
And that's the bottom line.
That's right. This one's got like a monkey or an animal in the monkey family. I'm not sure.
A gibbon?
What type of
chimp?
Yeah, I'm not sure what type of ape or
an orangutan is.
What is the family of those animals? Is it monkey? I don't know. But he's holding a smoothie cup with a straw. Seems to be happy. Got one yellow or gold tooth, and the eyes are yellow, which makes me nervous.
So it's copying tripping animals with the yellow eye, like that's their symbol.
I don't even remember that. Yeah. And then there's a banana on the ground. Banana peel. Oh yeah, look, there's like yellow eyes there.
That's like that's tripping animals. That's 100% tripping animals.
Is it? Oh man. Look, there's some collusion.
Is it a collab beer?
Maybe. I don't see that.
But that's tripping animals 100%.
All right. Trip and dip. Maybe it's got to be like the name sounds like it could be a collab. And that's on me for not looking that up. So that's the can art.
Like Smoogie is very close to brewing project. No, brewing projects is Smoofies.
Smoothie?
Yeah.
There's a smoothie and there's a smoogie. And what's the other one? Dream with a J. That's cool. Yeah, the thickness, the mouthfeel, as Matt calls it, it has.
It's 100%. Look at the eyelashes underneath.
Wow,
that's
it's
them.
Gotta be.
This is a collab beer without saying that it's.
Yeah, right. It's gotta be.
It's got. You can't. Okay, just to show.
I gotta look this up.
Just to show. Look at that. That's 100% tripping animals. Trying to get the glare off. Because again, the eyelashes come out from the bottom. If you're looking at it, the bottom right. It's 100% tripping animals. Oh yeah, it's not. Tripping animals is like helping them out.
Yeah,
trip and dip.
Smoogie, tripping, brulee, tripping. Oh, so they have a smoogie. Tripping brulee, tripping animals. So it's got to be. They're just not saying it. Wow, that's weird.
Right?
Why would they do that?
It's a mystery.
Why would they trip and dip? Let's see. It's on Tavor. Let's see what Tavor says about it. It says, Yeah, Imprint and Tripping Animals teamed up for this one.
Yeah.
First sentence. First sentence.
Didn't put it on the can.
They located it with ripe banana, or loaded it, not located. I keep saying that. Loaded it with ripe banana. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Caramelized white chocolate. Okay, that's count for a second. All right. Sweet for sure. Banana. Yep, get some of that. I get some of the tropical fruits in the pineapple. More of like a pineapple pulp. Passion fruit, nah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what passion fruit even tastes like. Caramelized white chocolate. That is an interesting thing. So when I think of caramelized white chocolate, I'm thinking of not this. I think the marshmallow comes out, the banana comes out, the pineapple comes out. That's probably about as far as I could go. And again, that is a direct compliment to Matt's comment about you doing too much. If you just said banana, marshmallow, pineapple, and then you amped up maybe the banana, this would probably be approaching a very high score.
My favorite Caribbean drink is called a BBC. It's a Bailey's Banana Colada.
That sounds good.
You just described that. I order the shit out of those. That you just described a Bailey's Banana Colada.
It sounds delicious. I need to try that. The caramelized white chocolate's just not there. When I think of that, I think of something that's like approaching more of like it's like caramelized white chocolate would just be browned white chocolate. It's got like a thicker, caramely, burned taste to it.
Nailed it.
But I don't taste that at all. White chocolate's distinct, and I don't know. I'm sure it's in there as an ingredient because I think they're putting the actual ingredients in the beer. It's just not, there's too much, like Matt says, too much going on. I do like this beer. I think it's very good, but I think that it lacks individuality. You can't pick out a flavor where you're like, you know what, this beer did better than anyone else, this. You can't say that because everything's kind of mixed together equally, almost. So while I do like the sweetness, I do like the thickness, I like the fruit at the bottom, and I do like how they...
Fruit at the bottom, like yogurt? You like fruit
at
the bottom yogurt?
Once I started swirling it, after I take a little out, it got a little bit more evened out, but the fruit was at the bottom.
Would temperature help this beer? Because it feels like it thickens up the warmer it gets.
No.
No? Okay.
Colder better, I think.
Colder better?
Like a frozen smoothie. I just think this beer needs improvement. If I'm doing your yearly review and this beer is my employee, I'd say it needs improvement.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going with a 3.75. I like it. I think the flavors are...
You're a solid contributor.
The flavors have potential. More of like in the junior ranking. You want to be more along the senior. You need to amp up one or two of these flavors in a way that's memorable.
We need a banana pudding beer, by the way. I don't know. Just make it happen. Somebody listen.
I like this beer if you just take out a few of the ingredients and amp it up.
Yeah.
Amp it up.
Because no one goes, you know what this banana pudding needs? All of these tropical fruits.
What does banana pudding need?
My mouth.
I think banana pudding could benefit from something.
Well, sometimes banana pudding comes with like a
chocolate drizzle.
No, gross.
White chocolate drizzle?
No. Ugh. like a almost like a cheesecake base, like where you have.
That's gross. That's what's gross.
A texture change.
A cheesecake
change.
Oh, that's not even a
like
texture
a
change.
graham cracker.
That makes it worse. That's like having like
diarrhea
crumble on top of shit.
No.
Like that. Like it's just like the
complete opposite. I described something as edible.
You're talking about banana pudding on top of cheesecake. No.
The cheesecake crust. So graham cracker crust. That's what I said. I didn't say.
I heard you say cheesecake.
Rewind that beautiful. A cheesecake crust. I just couldn't
that's like mush and mush, you know.
No, because
it's too much
graham
mush.
Cracker. No.
Yeah, graham cracker would be great. So you're saying banana pudding should have a graham cracker crust?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Boom.
I don't know about the cheesecake part.
That's my beer. That's where. We already have Ohio style. That would be because again, a fruit that's underserved is bananas.
What is the? There's something like bready in banana pudding. Is it vanilla wafers?
Well, yeah, some people put that. I don't need that.
You just want the pudding.
Just the pudding. Sometimes
I'm
people
fine with
like
that.
Some people sliver up.
I'm
Oh,
fine
by
with
the way,
that.
I made my first cucumber salad. By the way,
How was it? Did you put onions in it?
So of course I did.
Yeah, good.
The more onions, the better. Not in beer though. Have we ever?
And not in beer. Yeah, I would argue we should try that.
Pastrami beer.
I'd do it.
Get like a rich. An onion beer.
If we had a gabagool beer, we should try a gabagool beer.
I wonder.
So we could have a lot of Sopranos references.
Now I'm curious. An onion beer.
Meat beers. Onion beer. Yeah, I bet there's an onion beer for sure.
Because beer.
Onion's easy to juice.
Yeah. I love onions.
Meat's harder to juice.
More onions, the better.
Yeah, meat.
Oh. Have you seen... I'm going to... this is going to be our... Speaking of meat juice. Mm-hmm. He brought it up. Have you seen? Do you know where I'm going with this? Have you seen that viral video that's sweeping the internet?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Haktua.
Yeah, Haktua.
She got fired.
That sucks.
Do you know what her job is?
No.
She's a preschool teacher.
Oh yeah, I did read that. That sucks.
Stacy sent it to me. All of a sudden, that exploded.
She shouldn't get fired.
Yeah.
There's teachers sucking dick all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know if that.
I don't know.
Maybe she was like,
but come on,
cleaning silverware or something. You just spit on that thing.
Yeah, just spit on that thing. Yeah.
All of a sudden, that came out of nowhere
That's
for me.
Bullshit. She should not get fired.
It just exploded. I
bet she's a great preschool teacher. What?
Well, the way that she puts care into
I thought
a response.
When I saw that video, I thought the reason why this video went viral is because she seems genuinely funny. There was nothing forced about that joke. And that's what was great. That's why it went viral, because she just said it. It was funny. She, when you guys are like hanging out. That's why I think it went viral. It reminded guys of guy talk.
The two things I take from it. I agree with you. Yeah, she shouldn't be fired. Two, the thing that my wife said, and I'm going to ouch out it, is her parents must be so proud because they've probably seen it 100.
Oh yeah, I've seen the memes of the dad. Like the memes that say what Haktua's dad right now, he's all pissed off. And
because we're big wrestling fans, that WWE went out and trademarked the name Haktua.
Did they?
That's the first time I saw it, because a lot of my stuff is wrestling related, and I thought it made because I didn't see the video or anything, because the Iron Sheik used to say Haktua, and I was like, okay, so they're just trademarking his name, but. No, then I saw spit on that thing.
I disagree. She should be fired. There's worse. I mean, come on.
For this episode, we should name it that. That would give it the ones that we've gotten. Who was the actress that we named it after that one time? Hayden Panettiere or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had.
And people were like, "Fuck, this sucks. What am I watching?"
Yeah.
I thought this was about heroes.
We could do okay. So we'll do that off camera, but I've got a lot.
That's
of names
good. I'm glad that she went viral. There's people. I mean, the things that people are saying not political. There's like protests. You watch some of the interviews of whether you're pro-Israel or pro
something's lighthearted and comes out
like Palestine. There's shit people are saying that should definitely get them fired for sure. But then Haktua girl gets fired. That's crazy.
I couldn't believe it. It just caught me out of nowhere.
It's nuts. It was funny. It's funny. I like it. I like the genuine. It just has. There's just this genuineness about that joke. The way she delivers it, where she's just having fun. Just having fun, and the next day, all of a sudden, fucking
world came crashing down.
Yep. But she seems to be taking it fine. She's selling hats now.
Is she?
Yeah. Haktua 2024. Political hats.
I would buy one.
It sounds like a good hat.
As long as it's fitted. I don't like snapbacks.
I think it's Haktua 2024. Spit on that thing.
It was like Maverick and Goose. We need that love and feeling or something.
It's not like the plane girl. Remember the plane girl who was like, that guy's not real? Remember that?
Yeah.
So it took a long time to find her.
The lizard.
Yeah, but Haktua girl, she was found within hours. They knew where she was, who she was, and that was filmed in Nashville.
Oh,
and I was just there.
It has Nashville feel, and that's your internet. If you haven't seen it, Haktua. If you watch this podcast, I know you've seen it.
Great.
Chuggalo Dave has seen it.
Chuggalo Dave's seen it.
He's got thoughts.
If I offended anybody, I'm sorry.
No, you
saying that there's teachers sucking dick. I don't know. They're out there.
Well,
If OnlyFans exists, there's teachers.
If he offended you, hit that like and subscribe.
Hit that like and subscribe. I'll offend you more next time.
Because my podcast now of choice, I think it's been. I'm a big Kill Tony guy now.
Oh, Kill Tony's good. Yeah,
he's the best.
We're starting to merge. Our likes are starting to merge here.
I'd rather watch it.
I don't know
because he goes deep.
Dude,
on
some
people.
of those Kill Tonys are really good.
Yeah, they're only getting better, but.
And he's Joe Rogan's resident WWE guy.
Oh yeah. They've talked about wrestling a couple of times.
So every time Joe Rogan has a wrestler on, that guy is on Tony Heathcliff or whatever. He's on Joe Rogan's podcast as the main interviewer. Yeah, he takes over for Joe.
I've already thought about going down there. We're getting off, but that's what you turn into.
You listen to a podcast. We listen to podcasts too.
I've already got like a minute long skit. Like if I ever
you're
went
gonna
to
go
Austin,
on.
I could. Do it.
I don't know.
I would get canceled. But
I wouldn't do it.
I would do it.
I'm not going on.
Because I already know my story. I would do like what's interesting about me. Like my senior.
What's interesting about you?
My senior prom date. We could do a faux or we could do my senior prom date murdered somebody.
Damn.
So yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of There's a lot of.
Our interests are merging. You like God, what's his name? I forget all these people's names. The guy who does crowd work really well.
Oh, Jeffrey Asmus.
Yeah, Asmus. Do you
watch his stuff?
Do you like?
His second special just came out. It was in Sacramento.
Do you like?
He roasted the shit out of those people.
The guy, I can't remember his first name.
Who?
The Greek guy with the shitty haircut. Really kind of big fat guy.
Papadakis.
Yeah, I don't know what is.
He was the USC linebacker from like.
No.
Petro.
I'll show you what he looks like. But yeah, we're it's weird. That's happening.
Kill Tony's
good stuff, and it's so he talked with Joe Rogan about how he had resisted doing the video form of his podcast for many years.
Yep, he's
and all of a sudden did the video version, and now it's blowing up again.
They offered Comedy Central offered them money, and they lowballed him or whatever, so he didn't. So when they just did their forum residency, they had Netflix spot. They had all these other people in there. He doesn't need to do it. Mm-hmm. He doesn't. He's got that inertia now, and he's got fuck me money rolling in, and it's interesting because a lot of where his stuff is coming from now is the Tom Brady roast, and he wasn't supposed to have the set that he did. He ad-libbed most of that. Yeah, and he's got interviews out there about that. William Montgomery is hilarious. Like the. You said, the Memphis Strangler, the Vanilla Gorilla, like, he just gets up there and screams, which would be very close to my style.
Stavros Halkias, this guy.
I've seen him, but yeah.
He's very funny. Very funny.
But
he looks like he wouldn't be funny.
Hans Kim's not that funny, but
Stavros is funny.
William Montgomery is hilarious.
And Shane Gillis, I like Shane Gillis.
I've watched a couple episodes with Shane Gillis.
Then
who I'm glad is coming around, funny. Even though he got canceled.
Who?
Boom, Shane Gillis.
That canceling was bullshit.
Yeah.
No one cares about that. But, so it's okay. It's safe to watch.
Yep, safe to watch. But
that canceling was dumb.
We already know one beer for next week. I got
one beer for next week. I got Raspberry Blonde.
I've got
from Wakanda.
Thanks, Chuggalo Dave. We'll fix it next week. We'll fix that up in post. You guys know that we edit because we care.
We do edit. We edit everything. Everything that you hear now has been edited previously. Nothing that we make the lips.
Your birthday falls on a podcast day.
Does it?
I don't know if I want to do your gift that day. We'll see if we do it next week or
the week after. I want a gift. Gifts. I don't like gifts.
They're already taking. It's already bought. You already. I've already. It's not.
What if we argue I wasn't born?
We could argue about
It's
that.
a Wonderful Life.
Oh yeah. We could argue if the world would be better without you.
We could argue that.
I
think that the answer is no.
I'll take the pro.
I think I've influenced enough people. I think I've influenced enough to where I'm done influencing people. I'm deciding to stop influencing people. Actually, no. I'm creating Skynet. So you're all gonna die. Just kidding.
Well, on that note, after you've killed everyone.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. Terminator's great. That's it. That's episode 284.
It was actually 285 this whole episode. We're gonna have to redo this again.
Could you imagine? We'll do it word for word, verbatim. Enjoy your hot days. Bye.